night brings to Collinwood an austere and lonely silence. Inside the great house this night, a child will have a dream. And for him, the dream will be a revelation of the evil that still threatens us all.
Is this the place? Sarah, there's a coffin here. I know. It's just like in the secret room. But this isn't the secret room. I know. Is that coffin empty too? No, David. That coffin isn't empty. See? Sarah! Let's get out of here quickly! No. This is who I came to find.
My little Sarah, you've come back. You've come back at last.
Sarah, look out! He'll get you, Sarah! Get away from him! She told me that he was in the coffin, but I didn't believe her. And then the coffin came out, and Sarah just stood there, and he started coming after me. Vicky, he's dead, he's dead.
Who's dead?
Cousin Barnabas.
David, that proves that you were a dreamer. You know as well as I do that Barnabas isn't dead.
But he isn't dead all of the time. Just some of the time.
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
And Sarah, little Sarah is dead too.
You mean that you dreamed she's dead?
No. She told me. She's dead right now. It used to confuse me when she'd appear and disappear. But now I understand how she does it. Sarah's a ghost.
David, you've been here in your room all night long. You haven't gotten out of your bed. Well, it's obvious you couldn't have seen these things unless you dreamed them.
Yes, I did see them. I can still remember them. I can remember the room with the coffin in it. And the place that I met Sarah. I can remember all of it except...
Except what?
Except for the lady in the shadows.
What lady?
I don't know. I couldn't see her face. But she had this piece of jewelry. She kept shining it at me.
David, I think maybe you're coming down with a fever.
Why don't you listen to me?
Well, I will, as soon as I get you some milk.
Where are you going? Don't leave me alone in here, please.
All right, David. All right.
You don't believe me, do you?
I believe that your dream seemed very real to you. But I think it was a dream.
Maybe it was, but all the things that happened in it are real. And I'll prove it to you.
How?
I'll go into the woods tomorrow and I'll find Sarah. And I'll make her show me where that room with the coffin is. And then you'll see.
Oh, David, I don't think you're going to go into the woods tomorrow.
But I have to see Sarah.
David, you've had quite enough excitement this week. Now, I want you to get some rest tonight and tomorrow.
Well, if that's the way you want it, I have other ways of finding Sarah.
Oh? Like what?
All I have to do is think about her and wish real hard that she'd be here. And then she comes.
Oh, you mean that she just knows instinctively when you want her here?
That's right.
And how does she do that?
Haven't you been listening to anything that I told you? Sarah's dead. It really did confuse me when she disappeared and appeared. But now I understand how she really does it. Sarah's a ghost.
You have nothing better to do than to sit around reading books at a time like this?
You enjoy browsing through your family album. I enjoy browsing through medical journals.
Well, put the book away, Doctor. We have things to talk about.
What things? Where have you been, anyhow?
I had an eventful and thoroughly depressing evening. First, a revealing talk with David, and then a trip to the hospital.
Hospital? Why did you go there?
Hopefully to get the news that friend Willie is passed away.
Well, has he?
No, he clings to life with a leech-like persistence. Why isn't he dead?
I don't know.
Well, you're a doctor, aren't you?
But I'm not his attending physician. I don't have access to the patient.
You realize, of course, that every moment he remains alive, he constitutes a greater threat to my own survival.
Barnabas, he is going to die.
Yes, I keep hearing that. But when? He's certainly taking his time about it.
He is in a coma. He hasn't exactly got control over the situation.
Perhaps it's time that I should take control of the situation.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about getting rid of him before someone brings us the news that he is miraculously recovered and is writing his memoirs.
This is no time to be facetious.
I've never been more serious, Doctor.
I see. Then you think that getting into the hospital and killing Willie will solve everything?
It will remove a threat.
It will create a greater threat.
How?
Because the sheriff and everybody else believe that Willie is the one who kidnapped Maggie. If an attempt is made on his life, they'll realize that he's not the one. The investigation will continue.
Well, Doctor, what do you suppose we should do?
I think we should wait and have faith in what the doctors told us.
We seem to have more threats facing us than we know what to do with, don't we? First, Willie, half dead, half alive. Maggie with her unpredictable memory. And then Cousin David with his insufferable curiosity.
What happened when you saw David?
I asked him questions again, and he lied again. I'm still convinced that he knows too much. Well, I know what should be done to him, but as long as Sarah keeps thwarting me, there's not much I can do about it.
Sarah or no Sarah, if you kill David, you'll be making the blunder of your life.
Am I to sit idly by until he knows my complete history and then tells everybody about it?
Barnabas, perhaps there's another safer and more effective way of silencing David.
And what is that?
I don't know why I didn't think of it before.
Well, why don't you tell me?
I can fix David's curiosity just as I fixed Maggie's memory.
By hypnosis.
Yes?
You think it'll work in the boy?
Yes.
Well, children aren't the easiest subjects. Their attention span leaves something to be desired.
Leave it to me.
You may have difficulty getting the boy alone.
Why?
Well, he's being overprotected by everyone in that house since he was lost in the woods.
Don't worry. I'll find a way to get him alone. And when I do, you won't have to worry about his curiosity any longer.
Barnabas is dead.
That's what David kept saying over and over again, and he was terrified that Barnabas was going to come up here and kill him.
And he refused to believe that it was just a dream.
He insisted that everything he said is real.
I just can't understand his fear of Barnabas.
Neither can I.
But there must be some reason for it.
But there couldn't be. Barnabas has always been so fond of David.
Vicky, I'm not saying there's any justification for it, but there must be some reason in David's mind. Probably some childish thing he imagined.
But he was so frightened. He didn't want me to leave the room, so I sat up with him all night.
You must be exhausted. Why don't you take the rest of the day off and get some sleep?
No, I'd rather stay near David in case he needs me. Anyway, I did cancel the lessons for today.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Did I hear you talking about David?
Yes, he had a nightmare last night and woke up screaming.
Oh, that's too bad. Is he feeling better now?
Well, he's all right now, but who can tell what will happen next?
I stayed up rather late last night, thinking about David. Quite worried about his irrational behavior.
Irrational?
Yes. Yes, this whole story about the old house not being safe, but not being able to tell us the reason for it. I wonder if you'd mind if I had a private talk with David.
Do you think you could help the situation?
Well, I've had some experience in child psychology. I've seen and dealt with children's behavior such as this before.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm not really a child psychologist, but I find that in situations like this, I found that it's not really as grave as it seems.
You seem a woman of many talents, Miss Hoffman.
Well, the chances are that what's bothering David is quite simple. But we just don't know what it is. And I think perhaps if I had a talk with him, I might be able to help.
Well, you have my permission. I better go up to David's room and see if he's willing.
Of course. It'd be pointless if he's not willing.
I'll be right back.
Vicky. While we're waiting, I wonder if you'd tell me about David's dream. Give me as many details as you can.
David, may I come in?
Oh, sure.
How do you feel?
I'm okay.
Miss Hoffman's downstairs in the drawing room. She wants to talk to you.
What about?
Well, I don't know. She seems to think she can help you discover what's troubling you.
How does she think she can do that?
Well, why don't you talk to her and find out?
I don't really think it'll do any good.
Well, you can't tell until you try. Won't you try, David, for me?
Okay.
Thank you. Were you drawing something when I came in just now?
Oh, yes.
What is it?
It's just a picture.
May I see it?
It wasn't really very good.
Oh, David, what are you talking about? You know you draw very well. Now, come on, let me see it.
Miss Hoffman? My aunt said you wanted to see me.
Oh, yes, David. Won't you come in? Now, David, I understand you had a bad dream last night.
Yes.
Would you like to tell me about it?
No,
Why not?
because I doubt if you'll believe me either.
Well, why don't you try me and see? Come, sit down.
I really don't feel like talking about it.
Now, David, if we're going to have this talk, it's important for you to sit back and relax.
I'm relaxed.
No, you're not. You don't quite know what I'm up to, and you're a little tense about it, aren't you?
Well, I'll relax my muscles. There, I'm relaxed.
Now, David, I want you to know that if you don't want to stay here, you can walk right out the door. If this is going to be an ordeal for you, leave immediately.
Oh, I don't mind talking. What do you want me to say?
Well, you've had a very frightening experience. We have to find out who it was that frightened you and why they frightened you. Now, the person in question is Barnabas Collins, isn't it?
Yes.
You dreamed you saw him coming out of a coffin, is that right?
Yes.
Where was the coffin?
In a room?
Where was the room?
I don't know.
Are you sure?
It seemed like a room that I'd seen before, but I can't remember where.
And David, what do you think that part of your dream meant?
I don't know what you mean.
Well, why was Barnabas getting out of the coffin?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, why do you think he was in the coffin?
I don't know that either.
Didn't Sarah tell you?
No. She just brought me there.
Did Sarah tell you anything?
No. She was just standing there when the coffin opened. I tried to warn her to get away, but...
Now, David, you must not talk about it and you'll get all tense again. Now, sit back and relax. Put your arms at your sides. Now, don't you feel more comfortable?
Yes.
Good. Now, I'm going to show you something that will make you feel even more comfortable. Now, I want you to just sit back there without talking. Now, look at this. Concentrate on it. It's very pretty, isn't it? Now, just keep looking at it. That's right.
You're the one!
What?
You were in my dream. I couldn't see your face, but...
What are you talking about, David?
And you were holding in your hand that same piece of jewelry.
This is just an ordinary medallion.
No, it isn't. You kept doing something strange with it. You kept shining it in my face.
David, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't want to look at it. Take it away. I don't want to look at it.
David!
Vicky! Where are you, Vicky?
Dark Shadows is a Dan Curtis production.